here. So as far as normalization is going to be concerned, we will see that there won't be any misguidance, there won't be any loss of data, data will not be lost, the system should work, function accordingly. So that was the main theme of bringing out the normalization. So here is where we can say if it is fitting up to a normal form. So if it is some functional dependency is there, and then we say it is unique and not null, and if it is going to happen, it is primary key. When it is linked with the two columns, then we call it as the foreign key. So from the primary key and foreign key, yeah, it is enough for us to look up with a duplicate values which are available, and in that model we can think of it. So when it is going to be filled up with a single, for every row is going to have a single value, then we pull it up with the first normal form, and the attribute which is used uniquely to identify the entire row, yeah, we call that item as an first normal form. So in this way we will look up stage by stage, etc. So as of now we are now taking up with an example called as Easy Shop, and it is going to be a national chain of the Red MS, and we are going to have this uh, segments here. So the customers can purchase from various retail outlets, and the warehouse has a stock like this. So for the item called as A, around 10,000 bucks, it is available. For an item called as B, up to 5,000, 4,999. So 5,000 bucks it is available, and up to 1,000 bucks, the C is going to be available for the entire population. So now uh, uh, assume that the content was not normalized, and now how you are looking this to be normalized. So the attributes which are going to be part of this data will be the outlook, that is the that is attribute retail outline, item code, description, retail outlet location, Q type available, R type available, and item class. So retail outlet TID, item code, description, retail outlet location, quantity available, retail unit price, and item class here. So the first one, it is going to display the identifier of the outlet, then the item code. So pen, pencil, whatever items they have, every item is going to have a ID. So that is item ID. And to describe it's a pen, its color is black, its color is blue. We want to describe something from features of the content. So that is where this description happens. And retail outlet location. So where it is exactly, you need to bring this again. It is with street location and address, etc. And thereby quantity available. Yeah, I have pens, and how many number of pens as of now in my stock, my godown. So I just want to have that number. So we call here as retail outlet price, and then we are going to have the item class. So it is going to bring out the item class, that is, it is what we can say, it is going to give a label to that. So we can discuss again, and these are the different attributes which are going to be part of the database. So one, we are going to call it as retail outlook ID, item code, and description, retail outlet locations, and quantity available, retail price, and item class. So now here what we should see, that there should not be any duplicacy of data. So every row should have only one column to that. So, but here you are going to say King Street, California, comma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the street should be different, and the other column should have the zip code. So not that place and zip code both to have the same value, so that we should not be encouraged. So such is the things what we have to be eliminated, so that the relation is going to be in the normalized form. So the other investigations towards normalization will be the data inconsistency. So at any point of time, data should be consistent after or before the operation. So I'm transferring some 1,000 rupees to my account, it should be minus, and to your account it is credited, you call it as plus. So the amount I should be deducted 1,000 to my end, and 1,000 should be added to you. It should not be less than that, it should not be greater than that. The same equivalent has to be happen. If anything is missing at this cases, we are going to say that it is going to suffer it from the inconsistency attribute. So similarly, it is it is going to hold up the legacy of the database, that because the data integration, the data is not going to be integrated. And now we are going to have this Outlook stocks item availability. So retail outlet stocks has the retail outlet ID, item code, description, and retail outlet location. And it is going to have the composite values, street ID and zip. So all three are different, but all three they are going to point out to the same element, followed by quantity, price, and next one we are going to have retail output price. So in this way we are going to define the databases so that it doesn't have any anomalies while doing the content. So now let us see what was the normalization. The process of normalization was just reorganizing the data in the database and ensure that there is no duplicacy of data, and there should be the data dependence, and the are going to be very logically taken up. So the process of converting or the process of decomposing as decomposition, and this decomposition it is going to happen via this normalization. So coming to the different ways of normalization, we do have the functional dependency, we do have the functional dependencies, and in this functional dependencies, it is categorized with a fully functional dependency, which I mentioned it in the second unit, and the third thing was the partial dependency, and second thing was the partial dependency, and the next one was the transitive dependencies. So x to y, y to z, and x to z. So such shouldn't happen, or z to a should not be happening. So such is where the triangle is to be closed. So where the transitive dependency shouldn't happen, then we are going to say it is not falling into the third normal form. But of course, so this second one was there should not be any partial dependencies, because not always the D drive is going to be connected to the C drive. So in C drive some activities happen, in D drive some activities happen. So but still the events need to be coordinated. If that coordinated fails, and then there will be some decomposition problems at this time. So now here is an example which it is going to show up the dependency of a relation. So what we are going to tell was an attribute of a relation. It is going to determine the unknown attributes of the earlier constructions. So next word, the attribute which determines the value of other attributes is known as determinant. So as we were talking in a linear regression model, y is equals to mx plus c, one we are going to call it as a dependent variables, which is purely dependent on all the different individual cases, and that composite value we are now bringing it to the y value, that is the output variable. The same more or less pattern is here also, it is going to be replicated, and that it is going to give up the dependencies of the relation. Yeah, fine. Next one, we do have these values, that is retail outlook stock. So here we are going to have, there are three types of dependencies what we can look. One, we are going to call it as fully functional dependencies. Two, we call it as partial dependencies. And three, we are going to call it as transitivity dependencies. So when coming to the fully functional dependency, we are going to have the quantity of price, Q of quantity of price, that is QTY, that is quantity of price available, and to which they are going to be done. They are going to be done with item code and retail outlet ID. So both on these item code and retail outlet ID, yeah, it is going to be taken up. We say here the fully functional dependencies here. So the quantity of the available is purely based on the item code and outlet ID. So until unless we have the process ID, until unless we have the product ID, we don't know from which, whether the product is from the store or not. Second thing was the same event has to be known to this retail outlet ID, to at what retail outlet ID it is going to occur, so that it has to be traced out. So the tracing, we are going to use this item code and retail outlet ID, and followed by the quantity available. Next type of dependency we are going to call here as a partial functional dependencies. So in partial functional dependency, we have then item code and the retail item ID, and followed by description. So description can be taken up either from the report, or it can be taken up from the retail outlet ID, not the both. So there we have to eliminate that redundancy aspect. And third thing was to look up with the transitivity property. That is, in this transitivity property, we are going to have this retail outlet ID followed by item code and retail unit price, and followed by item class. So again, you can see a feedback mechanism is going to happen between the multiple entities. So X to Y, Y to Z, and there should not be X to Z. So that is where the transitivity is going to happen into the cases. So while inserting the data into the database, there are three anomalies which look into the aspect. The very first aspect, we are going to call it as insert, update, and delete anomaly. The second one was the only the pure delete anomaly. Third thing will be the pure insert anomaly. So update or modification anomaly, it is going to be the first one. Second one was the delete anomaly, and third thing, it was the insert anomaly. So as far as update or modification anomaly is going to be consistent, has been told. So if data is inconsistently stored, so how long this tournament happens, in that tournament, that value what we are going to put, that will not be used. I use the tournament because I am assuming the database as a tournament. Similarly, I am going to have some value, and that value, it is going to be in the database, and it is not used more frequently. So that has to be modified, and that has to be changed. So we need this data to be inconsistently stored. And second thing, we are going to have the delete anomaly. So in this delete anomaly, when a row is going to be deleted, whatever the useful items or whatever the columns that are going to be based on it, those also be going to be shouldn't be deleted. So if, because there is some interdependencies onwards, so if an item is going to be deleted, the interdependencies item should not be deleted. So there the delete anomaly has to be addressed. And similarly, when I'm going to insert some data, the data along with that other data is also going to be inserted, but that data shouldn't be happen to insert. So only the information what we want, only that information has to be taken up. So but still the additional amount of data is going to be joined. So we are going to say it is a insert anomaly is going to happen. So how to address these issues? So before that, anomaly is going to be an unexpected side effect from trying to insert, update, or delete a row. So if I'm going to update, or if I'm going to insert, or if I'm going to delete, it is not satisfying the property of a functional dependency. It is not satisfying the properties of the earlier said normalized content. So what will be the remedy to look into this content? The remedy was just to see that the unnormalized data has to be normalized. The unnormalized data has to be normalized. So the reason here you can see the description Britannia Marigold cookies. So we have this the zip number, the street number, the country code. So all of them, they are going to be put together. But if it is going to be broken, then there will be, can have a unique field item which is pointing out to only the column of zip code, only to the column of city. So in this way, we can pick up the redundancy and identify the redundancy and see that such type of errors will not happen up. Yeah. So here is a glimpses of what we have to know. So database normalization, it is the process of structuring the relational database in accordance with the series of so-called normal forms in order that to reduce data duplicates, to reduce, to improve the data integrity. And so here you can see this to reduce the data redundancy and improve the data data integrity. So these are the two major events where normalization is going to come into picture, and this it is going to be first proposed by CORD. So now coming to the normalization forms. So there are different types of, particularly regarding the normalization forms. It is first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, boycott normal form, fourth normal form, fifth normal form, and sixth normal form. So we don't have much in depth about fourth, fifth, and sixth, but up to 1, 2, 3, 4, that is first, second, third, and fourth, they are going to be in the major concerns towards the normalized content. So coming to the 4 to 6, it is not going to be applicable until there is a multi-value dependency. And yeah, so what we will do of course, in the next class, we will start again from the normalization and take up the normal forms in detail. So let us pause for today here.